Hello guys, this is a video about the ZF-6, which currently is available for Global XP in the store, and many have asked if it's worth to get it. Yes, it is. In a short answer, it's one of the best Tier 7 destroyers. It's a premium destroyer. It has awesome torpedoes, awesome gun reload. It has 2 reload booster and is really like a machine gun. You can see several videos dating up to 1 year ago where I highlight these incredible guns. I killed Frieslands, I killed everybody. The AP is very strong in this boat, 3000 per bullet. So it hits hard on cruiser broadsides, and it has quite an okay AA with above 50 base points. Concealment is excellent with 5.1. You can get it down to 5.0, but then you suffer 10% HP. So I decided not to do that. 5.1 is fine for me. In this game we have a carrier and we have the mighty Italian sub-destroyer Cuniberti, and I did a review on that Cuniberti and said this is probably the worst Tier 7 destroyer you can get, and SAP is not making up for this. And I was challenged by some players doubting my verdict, but I show you in this game how I deal with the Cuniberti and the SAP. The thing with the Italian destroyers is they have an awful concealment, usually around 6+ kilometers, so you outspot them by 1 kilometer. So basic treatment is just keep them spotted for your team. They can't do anything about that, just smoking up. And after the 2 smokes are gone, they are without any means. And the other thing is, in this German ship, you will see me using AP against the broadside, and that is even worse than SAP using on me. And you can see what happens to the Cuniberti once I hit my reload booster. Later on, I'm just a little bit lazy because I forgot my smoke ran out when I'm shooting a battleship to ignite some fires, so the Cuniberti outspots me and gets the first shots. But anyway, he's done. But the thing is, he could launch some torps on me because he knew where I am, and I'm getting 1 torp. But anyway, it doesn't change the outcome of this game. So this is a quite interesting game because I'm basically have to fight a destroyer. So we have a lot of radar ships. We have an Ochakov here with almost 12 kilometers radar, the Russian one in the red team. So I have to stay outside the radar range. So I talk to you through the radar later, how I deal with that and with the carrier, but first to the Cuniberti. So you see I outspotted him, I'm getting in position. I do 1 HE salvo because he's nose in. Now I'm switching AP, I'm hitting the reload booster, I'm shooting where his last known position was, and I keep shooting. And you can see he's almost 2-3 salvos, he's almost dead. I'm doing some blind fires, so I'm getting 1 or 2 more hits. And so I'm just reversing because I expect torpedoes. I'm launching my torpedoes in case he decides to just circle or whatever. So I'm moving out of the smoke to be able to spot him within 5 kilometers. You see the torpedoes are incoming. And now I think, okay, he probably moved to the back because I scared him off. So I enter the smoke again because you can see that battleship in the back. He's closing in. So I think, yeah, why not ignite some fires on that battleship? And this is the situation I mentioned earlier. So I will be shooting the battleship, and forgetting about my smoke will disappear in 30 seconds or a few seconds. And then I will be visible. But as you can see, the SAP didn't help the Cuniberti much. Because nose in he had only 1 or 2 guns, and as soon as he turned broadside I was already prepared with everything I had, with the reload booster, with all my 4 guns, and he was down half of his HP before he couldn't do anything. And the only thing what he was left to do was smoking up, and yeah, then you can't do anything once you smoked. So you can see now I'm spotted, and to the right, to my right, or to my front, the Cuniberti will soon show up, but he's basically a one-shot, and I'll take that one-shot. And yeah, you can see even that salvo didn't do any damage. Another salvo incoming, not doing much damage, because if you stay nose into these SAP shots, they basically don't do any damage. So the only thing what you have to avoid is stay broadside. If you're somewhat angled 30 degrees in front of you, they can't do anything. So now the game continues. So now you would ask me, why don't you enter the cap? Because if I enter the cap, everybody will know I'm there. The radar cruiser with 12 kilometer will reach far into the cap, so they will spot me. There's the Boise, big threat. So I have two cruisers here, which are really a threat. And if the carrier decides to move over or they trigger the radar, I'm done. You can see I have two battleships here, Richelieu and the Carolina. The Carolina is brave and he thinks, man, we need to get the cap. And my team is very reluctant to move forward, despite me pinging them several times, ask them to push in because I need a red reaction. I need to get them from the camper position. So the North Carolina is doing me a favor and starting, and he's still speeding up. That's why I'm leading my torpedoes a little bit. And also if he's moving to his right, so further out, I need to lead the torpedoes a little less. So you need to do a calculation. Will he do a right turn or left turn? If he would do a left turn and go more southward, I would have to give him the torpedoes more lead than I did. But I led them very good. You can see the North Carolina will go down. And I'm turning out now because the Ochakov has a 12 kilometer radar. And of course, as you can see, he immediately fired up the radar once he saw the torpedoes and his mate being sunk. So I'm already at the maximum range of the Ochakov. No big threat. He can't hit me on that distance. And now the radar is gone. So another 10-20 seconds. And he's without radar for another 2 minutes or 3 minutes probably. So now it's time for me to attack, and the big mistake what he's doing is he keeps sitting there until he decides to move the very last minute. So what I'm doing now is I'm not straight heading in. I'm trying to go more to the north, so to the top border of the map, because I want to catch the carrier. Usually the carrier travel left, right, right, left, and I want to stay close to the north border and torp them from the back. So that I want to torp the cruisers from the back, and at the same time know where the carrier is. You can see the carrier didn't move at all, which is nice, but he will move in a few seconds. So then you can see what's going to happen. At first we're trying to get that Richelieu, but this is what happened. What happens now is what I described before. The Richelieu makes a right turn, and that increases the range my torpedoes have to travel. So I would have to give them a bigger lead, and they would have needed more range. So by doing that, he was lucky to avoid my torpedoes. If he had stayed in that course, he probably had taken the torpedoes, but it doesn't matter. No change for the outcome of this game. So we're just watching the Richelieu, but we have to come back to the Ochakov because, you know, he can radar me, and I need to operate at long distance to the Ochakov. So as soon as I launch my torpedoes, I have to get away again, because if he spots my torpedoes, he will fire up his second radar, and I need to be out of his radar range by then, so he doesn't know where I am, and that frustrates the radar cruisers the most if they don't know where this torpedo is coming from. And especially the ZF-6 range is 9.5 kilometer, so much shorter than the radar range. You can see 9.3 or something, I don't know. So you can see I have to get into his radar range, and now the Ochakov moves on and starts. So now you need situational awareness. What is he probably going to do? My expectation is, you see this small island southeast of the map from the Ochakov. I think he will head there and have a next camper position, so that's why I'm topping that, and also the aim predictor is showing that. But I think he will slow down there and stay there, so that's why I'm topping that area. And now again I'm heading north to the border, because the carrier is coming towards me, and I want to stay outside the 5 kilometer detection range. So we're gonna go north, and we wait for our torpedoes to reload, and then we have everything. We have the torpedoes, we have the reload booster, we have a very strong AP, and we're gonna close in 4 or 5 kilometer to the carrier. We fire up our AA, and then we start the fireworks. So first of all, we get the Ochakov. So thanks for sailing in a straight line and not considering there is a destroyer, which you earlier spotted. So we're getting ready to finalize this game. Another 20 seconds to wait. You can see my legendary gun reload and epic mod. They are activated 3 times. Both means I do 15% more AP damage now. This is now 3,500 roughly instead of 3,000. Which is quite huge, and another 3%, another 6% faster gun reload. So this is probably 1.4 seconds with the reload booster on 4 guns. So first I'm firing 1 set of torpedoes, then I'm hitting the reload booster, starting off the show, releasing my AA, and once I get the feeling the secondaries might catch me, I'll drop the second set to make sure he gets down. But anyways, my guns will finish him off. So, or the torpedoes in this case, so no big threat. I'm firing up the smoke, but the game is over, nothing he can do anymore. So I hope you enjoyed the show, and hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you like to see everything about destroyers, and hope to see you out there. Bye bye, thank you for watching. And don't forget, this is how it's done.